It's quite a long run down to the first corner. The grid is very narrow here, it's very tight, but there'll be a rush to get some places, knowing how hard it is to pass.
So, cars released down towards Old Hall, a last chance for them to get a bit of warmth into the Dunlop tyres. They'll slot back into place on this one-by-one staggered grid. And something we talked about in qualifying was the difficulty in overtaking around here. Qualifying vital, and how lively are the first couple of laps going to be, with Matt Simpson and Sam Tordoff on the front row. Tom Chilton and Andrew Jordan share row 2. The third is Matt Neal and Jack Goff ahead of Brett Smith and James Cole. Then Colin Turkington and Tom Oliphant ahead of Rob Austin and Rob Collard. Chris Smiley and Dan Camish on the next row ahead of Ash Sutton and Aidan Moffat, who really struggled yesterday. Didn't really know why in qualifying, it never came together. Tom Ingram, weight affected, is next with Ollie Jackson alongside. The championship leader Adam Morgan, weight affected, starts on row 10. Josh Cook had a suspension issue, he is alongside him. Then it's Jake Hill and the returning Dan Lloyd. Next on the grid, Rory Butcher. A lot of work has gone on this morning on that car to try and make it quicker. Mike Bushell is alongside, ahead of Michael Caine and Brands Hatch winner Senna Proctor. Stephen Jelly is next, Bobby Thompson alongside. Then the penultimate row, Jason Plato and Tom Boardman, Sam Smelt and Josh Price round out the grid. Jack Goff yesterday was drawing this analogy about Alton Park being a bit like Monaco. You know what he means, as in it is narrow, it is hard to overtake, and if you can defend well, then you are going to be in a very good position for the course of this opening 15-lap race. Sam Tordoff there, making his way to the grid. Sam starting on the front row, and with the soft tyre. Sam, what are you expecting out of this race?
Well, guys, I think we'll be okay. The track temperature is high. That'll suit the soft tyre. I've got no weight, so I've got no excuses, really. I'm expecting to win this, or at the very least be on the podium.
The season sort of has had lots of promise. It only really clicked at Thruxton with those 3 4th places, but each time out more progress has been made, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're fast. We're very fast. The Focus RS is fantastic, and the Motorbase team has done a good job over the winter, so we just need to turn it into some results, but I'm still confident we can win this championship this year. But I need to start with a podium that were released today.
And you've got that BMW behind you, which is quick starting, so is the first task to block that or try and jump the Honda alongside?
Yeah, I know all about that BMW. It will be tough to stop Andrew coming, but I'm really looking forward. I'm going to try and pass Matt into turn 1. Hopefully Andrew will have a bad start.
Sam, we'll leave you to it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Sam Tordoff then starting second on the grid. Right, Tim, a prediction. Is this going to be one of those races where it all kicks off at turn 1, or as it's race 1 and we've got 2 more to go, are they going to be moderately restrained?
They're all talking like they want to get ahead in turn 1, aren't they? So I'm not going to predict. You know, they know what their advantage. Andy Jordan knows he's got an advantage. He's starting on soft tyres, which should absolutely fly on that BMW. The soft tyre is worth a good half a second round here, but it does drop off a little bit at the end. Here we have the ballast and tyre choices for race 1.
With the option tyre for Matt Simpson and Sam Tordoff at the front. Look at the weight. Matt Neal, the first of those, with only 33 kilos. He's 5th. Jack Goff, 48. Colin Turkington, 9th. Option tyre and 39 kilos. Chris Smiley, 9 kilograms. He will start 13th. But go further back down the grid, you get to the top 3 in the championship, who are, of course, in order. Adam Morgan, the championship leader, with his 75, and he will start 19th. Josh Cook, 2nd in the championship, 66. Tom Ingram, 3rd on 57. Where are the key points where it hurts? Because the drivers all say around here the weight hurts. Are there key places, or is it the whole lap?
It is the whole lap, but this is the hardest circuit on brakes. The top teams put new brakes on every single race. So stopping the car and accelerating it are where the weight really hurts.
So there, Jeff Simpson celebrating, as you heard on the grid, his 40th wedding anniversary. He and Anne watch son Matt line up on pole position. It would be the ultimate present, wouldn't it, Matt, to be a winner? He had never raced here up until touring cars. And this is Tom Ingram heading up towards the top of Deer Leap. If you're right at the back, you're in the valley, as it were, really nearly in Chester. It's a long, long way back on a 1x1 staggered grid. But we are good to go racing. It's going to be close. It's going to be dramatic. It is the first of 3 races in the sunshine at Alton Park. Matt Simpson on pole position for the first time in his career. And a nervous dad looks on. Jeff Simpson, renowned oval racer, ultra successful in his chosen discipline. And Matt will accelerate away from pole in a moment. But will he hit turn 1 in the lead? The green flag at the back shows that everybody is in position. We are good to go racing at Alton Park. The lights will go red. When the lights go out, we'll find out who's going to make the best start now, and away they go. Jordan is away well, Tordoff bogs down just a little, and Matt Simpson does lead down towards Old Hall. Chilton up the inside, Tom Chilton goes second, Andrew Jordan is third, he's fourth on the outside. Tordoff fights back and goes ahead of him as they dive through the first corner and plunge down towards Cascades. For the first time I'm asking, it is Matt Simpson who leads the race.
No sign of any nerves whatsoever from Matt Simpson. His reaction and getaway were perfect.
A great start. Rory Butcher, by the way, badly delayed off the grid. Yellow flags flew as Keith had to dodge around him. He's got going, but he's delayed. So, into Island Hairpin. Simpson it is leading. Tom Chilton second. Sam Tordoff third. Fourth it is Andrew Jordan. James Cole on the outside line, getting elbowed out a little bit. Rob Collard tries to make a move against Tom Oliphant as they come over hilltop for the first time, down towards Hislop. And it's Matt Simpson hanging on to this advantage. Look at Matt Neal, the cork in the bottle, because he's got everybody stacked up behind him.
Yeah, Matt may be taking it a little bit easy to start with, just bring his tyres in. One small difference I do know about is that Matt Simpson started on brand new sticker tyres. He hadn't scrubbed in those soft tyres at all. So by not putting a heat cycle through them, they may be quicker at the start, but he may experience more drop-off towards the end of the race.
So let's see, because in these temperatures it's going to be hard. Down they come then to the end of lap one. Matt Simpson leading. He's never had a win, of course. Tom Chilton's last win was back in 2011, and he runs second. Through Lodge Corner, the road drops away. Climb here through Deer Leap. Tordoff third, Jordan fourth, fifth is Matt Neal. Then going through next in the queue, James Cole fighting back. Of course, it's his home circuit as well. Seventh is Goff, eighth is Brett Smith, ninth is Colin Turkington, 10th is Rob Collard, 11th is Rob Austin. And where do you find those fighting for the championship? Ingram is ahead of Cook, who is ahead of Morgan.
Yeah, but some work to do. This is a track where you may get 2 good races, but you're not going to get 3. With the ballast, will really play against those in races 2 and 3.
Yeah, those top 3 in the championship I've just mentioned, they're not yet in the points, so there is a long way to go as for the second time they come through the Island Hairpin. And it is Matt Simpson leading the way as there Rob Austin in the Alfa Romeo Giulietta tries to have a go at Rob Collard. Over the brow here they come down now towards the braking zone for Hislops. So Matt Simpson it is leading the way. Second, Chilton. You're on board with Sam Tordoff in third spot. Matt Simpson leading the race, but it's not really escaping because on this lap, Chilton quicker in the first sector from the start line to Lakeside Straight before the hairpin. Chilton, in other words, is bringing down the gap to the leader. Yeah,
so the 2 Motorbase cars have swapped position. Chilton jumped Tordoff at the start, Tordoff slightly slow away. Cole in the third Motorbase car is up 2 places as well to 6. So Motorbase 3 cars in the top 6.
And the leading quartet getting away. There is a discernible gap opening up now between Andrew Jordan there and Matt Neal, who has got, as I say, the rest of the pack really all ganging up on him as they come now through Deer Leap. Over the timing line, 2 laps in the book. Simpson to Chilton is 7/10 of a second as Jordan does the fastest lap of the race. Andrew Jordan closing right up onto the tail of Sam Tordoff. There they go. Through Old Hall Corner now. Andrew Jordan a 1:26.8, 2/10 quicker than Sam Tordoff. So he may not have got quite the demon start we were anticipating, but Andrew Jordan here means business, and he's inching up onto the back of the Ford as the leading quartet goes through Cascades on lap 3.
Yeah, I think the narrowness of the grid meant that although Jordan got a good start, because Tordoff in front of him didn't, there was nowhere for him to go.
So that rather scuppered the plan, but he's fighting back now. So you get a point for Cole. Matt Simpson, you get a point for the fastest lap. That, for the moment, is Andrew Jordan's, who climbs hilltop now down towards Hislops. Tordoff covers the inside line. Can Jordan find the gap? In 5th spot is Matt Neal, but that leading quartet getting away. Matt Neal defending still. James Cole is 6th. 7th through is Jack Goff with 48 kilos on board. Teammate Brett Smith is next up. Now, how are the championship top 3 getting on? Ingram is still 16th, the best of that triumvirate, but not yet in the points. He's on the tail of Dan Camish, only 15th. Up towards Druids then. You're riding on board with Rob Collard, and he for the moment is in 10th place.
Ash Sutton had a bad first lap. He's down in 23rd. He was the highest placed of the 3 Subarus in qualifying, so he clearly got muscled out on the start. Unusual to see him dropping places.
Now have a look what's going on for 2nd, 3rd and 4th, because all of a sudden Matt Simpson has charged away 1.2 seconds. Look at the gap he's got. Chilton is defending from Tordoff, who is defending from Jordan. So suddenly a battle pack of 3 for 2nd place, and Simpson has got an advantage.
Yeah, very nice too. That's a good lap from Simpson. He has got to worry about his mirrors now. He can let them fight over 2nd and hopefully just eke out enough of a gap as this race goes on, get into a rhythm. He's not been at the front before, and it's important to relax, breathe on the straight brakes and get into a nice rhythm.
He says he does like Alton Park. He said, I like the fear factor. I like the fact the barriers are close. It's like going back to oval racing days where there's absolutely no runoff, but he does love this circuit, and right now he loves it more than ever, because as he comes over Hilltop, he leads the way. The gap was 1.2 seconds, but he has lost a little bit of ground within sector 1 on this lap. The best of anybody in the first sector in the entire race now, James Cole, as he closes up onto the back of Matt Neal again. Aidan Moffat looking for a way to get past Tom Ingle is there. Matt Simpson charges up Clay Hill, but look at the line behind Matt Neal. It's getting longer and longer.
Yeah, it is, and it'll stay like that for a while, I'm sure. Matt Neal will probably be pretty happy with this result. He didn't expect to be challenging for a podium anyway, so he'll just be hoping to hold that position. He's got Cole and Goff and Brett Smith, who's been fast all weekend, and ominously the two BMWs of Turkington and Collard.
So James Cole, eager to impress on home soil, closes again onto the tail of Matt Neal. The leaders go through, and the lead gap is down fractionally from 1.2 to 11/10 of a second. Simpson to Chilton, Tordoff third still. Jordan is fourth. Fifth, it is there. You can see Matt Neal ahead of Cole, Goff, Smith, Turkington, Collard, Austin, Oliphant is next. Then the leading VTC Norlin Honda of Chris Smiley ahead of Ollie Jackson's AMDtuning.com Audi, and Dan Camish in the second of the Halford Tuasa Racing new style Civics in 15th, the last of the point scorers.
Yeah, remember the Leeds Civic, the older style Honda, powered by the same Neil Brown engine as the two Dynamics cars of Neil and Camish this year. So they have the latest engines in those Eurotech Hondas.
And it's a well-driven one, isn't it, up front at the moment. Matt Simpson clips the curb a little, goes deep into his lots, flicks through the chicane, then into Knickerbrook corner. Bounce their way over the curb. Dan Camish launching himself a little more than others as you ride back on board with Rob Collard. Now the climb up Clay Hill here.
The wonderful section of the track, blind left-hand approach towards Druids, taken absolutely flat out, then a settle on the brakes, then clip that first apex, hold the car in, clip the second, the car goes light over that bump, and you try and get a good run down to Lodge, which Andy Jordan described as perhaps the best overtaking place.
Through the right hand, a little bit wide, possibly there. Up the road went Brett Smith, but Colin Turkington not near enough to challenge. The leaders go through. 5 laps of the 15 are done, and 1.2 seconds is still Matt Simpson's advantage. And now Andrew Jordan is finding this perennial problem of looking for that gap, finding a BMW's width to get past Tordoff, who's trying to attack teammate Chilton and keep the BMW behind him.
Yeah, it's a difficult job for Chilton, because if he starts to defend, he loses road speed and loses distance towards Simpson. At the moment, they're just holding station and keeping their powder dry, and they'll hope that Simpson comes back to him, perhaps if he takes too much out of those brand new sticker tyres at the end of the race.
Where do you think that tipping point might come? Are you sort of banking on a given number of laps when they lose their edge?
Yeah, I talked to Mickey Butler to get the lowdown on his thoughts, and in these temperatures, he thought about lap 10.
Okay, so we're getting there, we're inching up towards it. So Matt Simpson's got to try and build a lead now to preserve, but without taking too much out of those tyres. Look at Brett Smith under pressure here. Colin Turkington, he's almost in the car with him. He goes one side and then the other as they head up the hill, but everywhere he wants to be in this battle now for 8th place, there's a Honda in the way. Into Druids they come. Turkington, of course, has to be mindful that anything he tries and fails might present Rob Collard an opportunity. And down to Lodge corner now, Rob Austin next in the queue. He's 11th in the Alfa Romeo. Tom Oliphant tucked up behind him. Down they come. Chris Smiley dropping back a little at 13th after a gearbox issue yesterday in qualifying, and a tap in the tail as Turkington is right there now behind Brett Smith, who comes right across, and here comes Collard looking for a way through on the other side as they come up Deer Leaf. Brett Smith defends for all he's worth. The BMWs go side by side, but no, Turkington stays ahead into Old Hall.
And look how much time Brett Smith has lost by taking those defensive lines. He keeps the position, but you lose so much time, and that is the problem with this circuit. It is relatively easy to block and defend, but you lose a lot of road speed. And just remember that out of those top 4, although Chilton is dropping back, he is on the prime tyre. The soft tyre cars of Simpson, Tordoff and Jordan, you'd expect to be quicker at this stage of the race.
And Matt Neal is the next best, isn't he, of those on the prime tyre, harder compound. So is James Cole behind him on that tyre, so is Jack Goff. So there's a lot to play out of this race yet, and the lead gap still hovering around the 1.2 second mark. Tom Chilton perhaps playing this waiting game, fending off Sam Tordoff. Andrew Jordan there in 4th. Tordoff's on the softs, so is Jordan, so they might lose out late race. We're on lap 7 And remember, lap 10 is that sort of break-even point where it might well start to shift back in favour of the drivers on the harder tyre. But for now, Matt Simpson, hats off to him. He's driving superbly.
No faults whatsoever. You know, there were those who said he might crack under the pressure of leading, but absolutely no sign of it. It could be a different story if they get up on his tail later in the race. Oh, some smoke coming off the left front of Simpson's car.
And Jordan makes his move against Tordoff. We'll keep an eye to Simpson. We need to just look at third place because Jordan's going to go through on the inside line down towards Old Hall Corner. He's done it. That's your change for third place. So Andrew Jordan has gone through, and after that moment of smoke, what do we read into that?
Well, there's no sign of anything else now. He hasn't had any body contact to cause any damage to rub on the tyre. Was it tyre smoke or was it oil? I don't know. It could be a bit of oil surge or something, a small oil leak. We'll have to keep watching and see. Could have even been a bit of picked up rubber on the exhaust.
And a rather sideways Chiltern going into Island Bend there. That suggests liquid. Let's see. This is the start of... There's the smoke coming out of Lodge. And you also get the start of the move from Andrew Jordan. The lead gap, though, is coming down. It's down by a tenth in Sector 1. Now, it might be down to tyres, but there might be something more sinister in this.
There was more smoke there coming through the Knickerbrook chicane, wasn't there? So there's clearly some issue, but I can't work out whether that's tyre smoke or ancillary smoke from oil or water.
So Matt Simpson's heart rate's going up. The lead gap is coming down. You've also there, as you can see, got Turkington up past Brett Smith now. So that was in the post. That move has happened. And Rob Collard is now looking for a way by as they come down towards Lodge Corner. Look at the way that Jordan is now right onto the back of Chiltern. So as soon as he found a way past Tordoff, AJ is away up the road and he's on the back of the Ford, and a battle there might just help Matt Simpson, who goes through the gap. It's back up again. He's back up to 1.2 seconds because Chiltern's defending. So Jordan's the mover for the moment.
He is. That car's running very quickly at the moment. The tyres nice out. Remember, the BMW takes a little longer to get its tyres up, but all well within the operated range at the moment, and we're seeing the kind of speed we expected from Jordan in this first race.
Colin Turkington creeping into the mix as well. One more place gain, which is of course more points. Collard now comes up to have a go at Brett Smith, taking Rob Austin with him. Collard rounding out the top 10. We are on lap 9 out of 15. Down they go towards Island Bend into the hairpin. We've just got Josh Price's troubled Subaru into the pit lane, and there a little tap in the tail. And another, as Rob Collard says to Brett Smith, come on, get on with it. Out of the hairpin. He's got the run on the inside now over the brow down towards Hislop, and he should get the job done. As there, Colin Turkington is on the back of Jack Goff, and Collard will go through. Can Rob Austin Prize open the door? He tries, but he can't do it.
Yeah, Brett Smith's been blocking very severely, driving the inside lines, and it was almost inevitable the others would start to lean on him, and here comes Austin. He's going to have the inside as they come up towards the grid, so Brett Smith's being roughed up a little bit. An aggressive pass by Collard, but understandable given the blocking that was going on.
Oh, and Brett Smith gets a pogo stick out, leaps over the curb. Rob Austin then goes through as well. Rob into the top 10. Tom Oliphant comes up in the green Mercedes. The leaders go by, and the gap is down to 1 second now. Simpson to Chiltern, who's got Jordan 0.2 behind him. And a replay here on board with Tordoff when he lost the place to Andrew Jordan.
Yeah, good place for the BMW. They get traction advantage coming out of Lodge because the front-wheel drive cars come over the crest. They lose a little bit of traction, but the rear-wheel drive is still driving. So if you could turn the car underneath the car in front on the apex, you can get really good drive out in the rear-wheel drive. And that's exactly what Jordan's trying to do now to Chiltern.
And we're on that lap 10, which is the lap the expectations are that the soft tyre might start to lose its edge as there Turkington's almost up the curb in his efforts to get past Jack Goff. He's not had a win yet this season. We've also got more shuffling lower down. Dan Camish up to 14th. Tom Ingram is into the points 15th. Point singular, whoopie-doo, but it's a point. And there, Goff and Turkington nose to tail through his lots on this lap number 10. Now, Sector 1, lead gap fractionally down. Let's see what it is in Sector 2 this time on the 10th of 15 laps.
There's no doubt this is hotting up now, but it could be that Simpson's favour is Jordan crawling over the back of Chiltern, and there's more smoke coming from that Eurotech Honda.
It's going to be heart-in-mouth stuff, isn't it, for the guys in the pit bunker, as there is Matt Simpson. Now, this is where we first saw the smoke. There it is again, Tim.
It's not tyre smoke. That looks like a little bit of an oil leak or something like that. I'm not sure.
And
could be gearbox oil, it could be something else, but if it's going on the tyres, it would certainly cause a problem. But it could also just be a little inner wheel arch that's just rubbing on the tyre. Difficult to tell.
Well, that last lap was a 27, Chilton a 28, but again, he's defending, so it would be a little bit slower. Driving standards flag now for Tom Oliphant in the Mercedes, so Simpson, Chilton, Jordan covered by 1.8 seconds. Tordoff is 4th, 5th Matt Neal, 6th James Cole, 7th is Turkington and 8th is Goff. We've had the change coming over the line. 9th is Collard and 10th is Austin. So down they go towards the hairpin. Rob Austin has not given up to try for 9th place against Rob Collard. Now there's Tom Ingram turning through, keeping at bay for the moment Ollie Jackson. Aidan Moffat is in 17th place, and there's your battle pack for 2nd. Chilton not getting away. Just wonder if, again, going back to your theory that it might possibly be gearbox oil, would that get sprayed onto Chilton's windscreen, or is he too far back?
No, he's too far back, and it doesn't seem, if it was that much, it would be affecting Simpson's pace, because it would be on his tyres as well. So I'm leaning towards it's just a bit of inner wheel arch or something rubbing on the tyre, because there doesn't appear to be any problem with his pace.
Although in this first sector, Chilton 4/10ths quicker last time, but then was slower in the second sector. Yeah. So it's a bit seesaw, isn't it, this between the two, and we are on lap 11 of 15. There it is again.
And it's for longer now.
It's for
longer coming out of the corner, so whatever it is definitely getting worse. And I tell you what, the other man on the charge is Matt Neal. He's going to be on the back of Tordoff before the end of this race. There he is.
So you've got the tyres to factor in, you've got this smoky car of Matt Simpson, and Tim's absolutely right, the smoke is becoming more prevalent for longer periods. Matt Neal currently running in 5th place as he drops now into the left at Cascades. 33 kilos on board that car, and like Tom Chilton, he's on the prime tyre. Jordan right on the back of the Ford, a car he knows, or the earlier incarnation, of course he used to race, right into the back there, another little tickle, that's going to force the Ford wide, they touch, and Chilton stays ahead, coming out of the corner. Andrew Jordan doesn't force the issue. And down they come in towards his lots in sector 1. This time the lead gap down ever so slightly. Lap 12 of 15.
Yeah, Chilton wasn't having any of that. He knew exactly what Andy was trying to do, just to nudge him a little bit wide and get the nose up the inside on the exit with the rear-wheel drive traction off the corner. But he wasn't having anything of it. Good defence by Chilton, really, because it's not easy to do that when you've got someone nibbling your rear bumper.
So, of course, Tom is an old hand for the British and the World Touring Car Championships. Here's the move again from the outside. So there's one little tap. Chilton wide, moves across, and Andrew Jordan, perhaps feeling that he did push, doesn't force the issue. He might try later in the race, but getting past Tom Chilton is far from easy.
It is, and then you're right, Andy didn't force the issue there, because he could have turned the car around and incurred a penalty himself, so better to wait for a better opportunity.
Lap times are going up. We're into the 28s now. The best lap of the race, a 1:26.4 from Matt Simpson. So as the tyres lose edge, so he is going slower. But Chilton is not able to respond because he's still got the mirrors absolutely full of the Team Pertec BMW entry of Andrew Jordan right there behind him. Yeah. Through Cascades, and he's a little bit crossed up, Jordan.
Yeah, but I was going to point out that that Chilton was crossed up coming through Old Hall, the first corner. So it's swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
And while they're swinging and going roundabout, you've still got Matt Simpson leading the way. But again, in the first section, the gap's down by 0.3 of a second. Is he on borrowed time? Can he hang on in there as now Tordoff thinks about the inside line against Jordan? So that's not quite done yet. 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Concertina once again as they head into his lots here.
And you know, as the laps click off, the more Matt Simpson's thoughts come to what he might say in celebrating his first race victory, and the more distracted he becomes. Very important to keep his focus.
He's into Druids then for the 13th time through that corner now. And the run down towards Lodge. There's another little bit of smoke evident as he came out of Druids. Most obvious through Lodge corner, into which he turns now. Gently through the right-hander. There's the smoke once again. Not clouds of it, but there's certainly more than just a wisp. So 13 laps are done. 2 laps to go. Matt Simpson is on the verge of a maiden British Touring Car Championship win. It'll be a very popular one up and down the pit lane. That is full certain. But we're not done yet with other battles, because there is Rob Austin. Look on the back of Rob Collard. Brett Smith's under attack from Tom Oliphant, and Dan Camish under attack for 14 from Tom Ingram. Now, Turkington versus Cole. This is 6th and 7th, and the BMW gets a good run. but Colin is going to be on the outside line along Lakeside Straight down towards the Island hairpin. Absolutely dead set level into the braking zone. Turkington's got to try and get the undercut coming out of the corner. Is there a gap on the inside? Yes, there is. Has he got the drag coming out of the corner? He stands his ground, and this should all come his way on the inside line down towards Hislop. Turkington going for 6th place. He's got the inside line for the next corner. Job done.
Yeah, that was a good planned move. You can see what he was setting up to do the cutback. James Cole really needed to just stop the car on the hairpin apex to prevent that cutback, and then Colin would have been no quicker off the corner, but Colin outfoxed him.
Double champion then goes through. James, of course, a race winner at Rockingham last season when he was a BMR Subaru driver, back with Motorbase for this season. And there's the other Team BMW car, Rob Collard, still looking for a way up past Jack Goff, who is banking points here. Don't forget that Jack came into this race 4th in the championship, 48 kilos on board, and he's way clear of the other drivers fighting for the championship. Yes, he's at the bottom end of the top 10, but even so, he's well clear and scoring a few more points than the championship top 3. We've got one more lap to go. Matt Simpson is leading, and the gap is down to 0.8 of a second. You can see how close it is now. Chilton is taking Jordan with him. Come on, come on, come on. They all cheer for Matt Simpson within his satellite team operated by Eurotech. He's driven brilliantly so far.
He has indeed, and Chilton's under pressure again from Jordan, which will help Matt Simpson. He's only got to get through a couple more braking points into the Knickerbrook chicane and then lodge cleanly, and he's going to put off his first victory. It looks like the car's going to hold on to the end. It'll be a great victory if he pulls it off, not only for him and for his perseverance in this championship, but also for Eurotech as well to get another victory.
European champion in national hot rods and soon to be a British touring car race winner, Matt Simpson. He's got Druids Lodge and Deer Leap to go, but are we catching chickens too soon? Because here comes Tom Chilton, and he's right on the tail of him coming into Druids now. The gap has come right down. Chilton knows he's running out of time, and he's got to throw everything at this. And now Matt Simpson is going to have to defend like never before. Chilton has a look to the inside line, but he can't do it. One corner to go. They are nose to tail, and has Matt Simpson done enough? The smoke is still there. The checkered flag is ready. Matt Simpson wins at Alton Park. What a drive. He comes across the line to win by 0.265 of a second. His first ever win in a touring car race. Tom Chilton takes second. Third is Andrew Jordan. 4th, Sam Tordoff ahead of Matt Neal. Turkington is 6th. And look at this great scrum. Tom Chilton getting involved in the wars there with contact from Ollie Jackson. He takes the flag. But where 15th, he just got through in the points. That could have all ended in tears. It didn't. They all got home more or less. But Matt Simpson, now he can breathe a sigh of relief. And this is Tom Oliphant round the outside of Brett Smith going into Druids, and Oliphant got roughed up a little bit, way wide, all over the dirt, and down to 20th place. But well done, Matt Simpson.
Yeah, tremendous victory. Very pleased for him. That he will have the biggest smile on his face when he comes down and takes his helmet off, and a great result.
Well, Eurotech delighted, and of course this is Simpson Racing on the Civic Type R. Eurotech runs it, but it's Simpson Racing TBL, the licence under which it's operated. And what better wedding anniversary present for Anne and Jeff Simpson, as he is a delighted race winner. So the ultimate wedding anniversary present.
Yeehaw!
Oh. So delighted Matt Simpson it is, who takes the race win. And there is Father Jeff. He's won many a race and many a title on the ovals himself, but came into this initially with Speedworks, then a season with Team Dynamics, who go to congratulate him.
And that's nice to see. It's nice to see, because it didn't work out quite as they hoped their year with Dynamics, but it's great to see those boys celebrating the success.
And Matt is going to be absolutely delighted. And you can see punching anything he can find with delight there, but he's got champions behind him, race winners behind him, people that have raced not just in this championship but in the World Championship behind him, and he fended them all off.
It'll give him huge confidence. He did not crack at all. His start was superb. He managed the tyre, the race, his position absolutely perfectly. It'll give him huge confidence.
And it comes back to this point that we've made about drivers, Tim, and teams, that you stay in the championship and you chip away and you learn and you improve. You don't just walk into this, no matter how good you've been in any other championship, and expect to win on day one. And there, again in replay, Jeff being congratulated as he makes his way up to Parc Fermé. So,
and I have to say, that Civic is one venerable car, isn't it? It is still winning races, and it just shows sometimes the value of a proven package.
Matt Simpson is a race winner in the BTCC for the first time ahead of Tom Chilton, his best finish of the season. Andrew Jordan is on the podium for third. Fourth, Sam Tordoff ahead of Matt Neal and Colin Turkington. James Cole, seventh. Eighth, Jack Goff. Ninth, Rob Collard. And Rob Austin's Alpha rounds out the top 10. Behind him, Brett Smith and then Chris Smiley, 12th. 13th, Dan Camish. Ollie Jackson just ahead of Tom Ingram. Out of the points, though, Aidan Moffat and Josh Cook and Adam Morgan. So second and championship leader, 17th and 18th, respectively ahead of Mike Bushell and Tom Oliphant after his rally crossing moment on the last lap. 21st, Ash Sutton, disappointment for him ahead of Stephen Jelly and Jake Hill. Tom Boardman, 24th from the returning Dan Lloyd. Next up, Bobby Thompson from Rory Butcher after his delayed start. Senna Proctor, a long way back, really mysterious this weekend, the pace of the Vauxhalls. Michael Caine, 29th, Jason Plato, 30th, and Sam Smelt coming home 31st. Josh Price, a retirement midway through the race. So what does that do for the championship? Adam Morgan and Josh Cook don't score. The gap between them is 1 point. But it is Jack Goff who's very much in the mix up to third, and Turkington is up to fourth. Tom Ingram falls down to fifth, though now. So he has got work to do for the rest of the day, but of course sheds weight. Matt Neal is sixth ahead of Dan Camish and Tom Chilton. Andrew Jordan ninth, and Senna Proctor rounds out the top 10. The celebrations have started at Simpson Racing and at Eurotech, and yesterday after qualifying, Matt Simpson said, "I've been waiting to do this," and put the one finger up for a long, long time. Well, that was after